Hello, welcome to Homesteading Great Outdoors. A couple of videos again. Back, I shot this Diamondback FS NINE, and we only put 30 rounds through it, but it's time to clean it. As you saw in the video, I have two magazines. But what's the number one rule, first rule in cleaning a gun? Yes, it's a very easily overlooked one, but it's to clear the gun, take the magazines out, pull the slide back, make sure it's empty. So let's get these magazines out of the way for now. Put them over there. And then let's take this thing apart. And I showed you in the video, there's a lot of different ways you can do this. But if you can see, there's two slides that slide down. If you hold those slid down and pull back, have a little tension on there, all you have to do is pull the trigger, and you should be able to watch the slide jump ever so slightly forward, if I did it right. Okay, and then you can take it apart. So this is the polymer frame. I call it plastic, but you still have moving parts in here. Still got a lot of moving parts in here, and I'm not a gun smith, and I can't tell you all the gun parts. I'll just tell you how I clean it. So we've got that one piece. I'm not taking that apart any more than that. Over here, we've got the spring. You take the spring out, and the spring can, I think the spring comes apart. Let me see. I think there's an internal spring. There might be an internal spring in here. Okay, maybe not. Okay, it is on the DB9. And then here's your barrel. Take that out, and then you've got your slide. And I'm not going to take the slide apart any more than what I have here. So underneath all of this, I have an old towel. It's thick, but I don't want to scratch up anything. I want to keep everything as clean as I can. I have my push rod right here. I've got I'm not sure what you call that, but what's, in case you get anything stuck in the barrel, you can push it out with that. You've got, I can't remember the name of this, but you put your swab in there, and then you swab it. And then this is your copper brush. And then, of course, your swab that you can use to either, you can go either way. What I tend to do is wet this down with the gun cleaning spray and go through the barrel and just basically go through the barrel. And then when I dry it, I use one of the pads. Now, being a 9mm and me having a lot of variety of guns, I have different size packets or patches. This says it's a 2x2, but it's, I don't know. Let's see what's in there. See if they've got it folded or not. 2x2. That 2x2 should be pretty good. I mean, I've got little ones for like my 22, and then I've got larger ones for the shotguns. And the bigger caliber bullets, a lot of times I have to, these will do for the larger caliber rifles. But so the first thing I like to do is go ahead and take care of the barrel. I have to go ahead and get my brushing out of the way. So now you get one that's made for that particular gun. I know I end up with almost every gun has the same kind of equipment, just different sizes. but it's important to buy the right one. So I've gone through that a few times. I'm comfortable with that. Now what I want to do is take that off, and I want to swab it. And what I want to do is I want to do two things. I'm gonna spray a little bit down the barrel, and remember, gunpowder gets all over everything. I mean, it just does. So I'm gonna spray the swab down, nice and good, and then I'm gonna stick it down through the barrel. And I'm going to swab it a few times to the barrel. And this just helps break up that gunpowder. So I think that's enough times through that. So now I'm going to unscrew this. And then what I like to do is I like to go ahead and spray everything down with this. Because like I said, gunpowder really does get everywhere. So I like to spray it down, let it sit for a minute, spray the spring down. And maybe I should be using gloves to do all this, but I stopped. I used to. I stopped doing it. Main reason why I stopped doing it right now is because I don't have any on me. They're all in Tampa. So, and believe me, I can feel every cut I have on my hand. So, and I got the inside. Let's get the outside. Squirt that down a little bit. Now what I like to do is let that sit for just a little bit. And I'm going to take my cloth. I'm going to take my lower unit. And I'm going to wipe off the excess. Get everything I can. Get it cleaned. Get it down in the nooks and crannies, wherever I can. Try to get that out. So I don't like that stuff to stay in there. I don't mind the oil staying in there. I like the oil, like a light coat of oil, but the gun spray or the gunpowder spray, I try to get everything I can out of that. Or get it all off of here. This is just the way I clean it. I'm not a gun cleaning smith. I'm not a gunsmith. I'm a nobody. But I've got some old guns that have stayed in pretty good shape, so I must be doing something right, somehow, somewhere. I'm saying I'm perfect, but I think one thing I'm going to do here is I've got a brass brush that needs to get replaced, but I'm just going to run it down through here. I want to make a turn. Do it on this side. Just in case there's any kind of powdered, I don't know, piece of lead, piece of debris, dirt, anything might get in there. I'm going to run it across with the nylon brush. I'll try to keep an eye, make sure nothing falls off. I don't want any nylon or metal bristles in there. Just give it a good little go over. Wipe it down pretty good with this. And then the barrel, you can wipe down the outside of the barrel. Much of a problem. We'll get the inside of a barrel in a minute. Get the slide. Get the outside of the slide. Get the inside of the slide. And again, I'm not taking all these little pieces apart, and I'll never get them back together if I do. I tried doing gunsmithing, and I'm just not real good at it. Well, especially after my stroke, I've got neuropathy in my fingers and toes, so I don't have the finger sensitivity. I need to be able to put stuff back together. Okay, last but certainly not least is going to be to dry the inside of the barrel, get that gunpowder solvent out of there. And we'll see what one pad does. One pad in through here. One patch. See how one patch does. Spin it around a little bit. Try to see how dirty that is. Really not that bad. So two things, getting any debris out of there and also getting that corrosive. I think that's a little corrosive if you just leave it on there. And then what I like to do is take that off, get rid of that. And then take my oil. I don't go crazy with the oil. I just want everything to be coated. So just a little bit, just everywhere. I just do everything everywhere. Down the barrel, both sides, the outside of the barrel, the spring, roll it around. Then I like to get the trigger, the ejector button for the magazine, the slide lock. Then get all these top pieces in here and shoot it down the magazine well. Okay, I think I've gotten everything pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the same routine. And this time I'm going to use a different rag. I'm going to wipe down the outside of the barrel. That's one good thing about using gloves, and you don't leave any of your grease on there. But you can be a little over protective about that too. And I'm not here to try to get rid of all the grease. I want a little bit of light grease on there. Outside, not as much. Inside, yeah, I don't think it hurts too bad to leave a small film of grease in there. I'm in Florida. We have a lot of humidity here. So I think a little bit of light grease is not a bad thing. You guys didn't see in the video because I didn't put it in the video, but my wife and I were out fishing, and she got a lure stuck on a branch. She was bringing it in, and my DB9 went first. It was in my pocket. It's in my front pocket. Went for a slight swim, so I had to come home, completely take it apart. Well, not completely, but take it apart, clean it up real good. I need to shoot that today. I want to shoot it today, see how it's doing, make sure everything's fine. And now that I've done all that, oh no, I got one more thing I forgot to do. I'm going off on stories about the DB9. Take a patch. Get it threaded. This is where I had the most difficulty. It's just losing so much of my, I don't know what percentage I've lost, but it's a good amount of feeling in my fingers. So I want to just try to, you know, hopefully leave a little bit of grease in there, or oil. I call it oil. So I got those two. Those over there. Now it's time to reassemble the gun. So we put that there, and then we put the spring, and that's all there. And push it forward. Try to get it lined up the best way you can. And then, simple enough, put it in the right way. Slide it back on. Okay, so now, there we go. So it's all ready to go. Ready to insert one of the magazines back in. Make sure I put it all the way in case you guys didn't watch the last video. I failed to get that second magazine all the way in, and because of that top round was not able to make it all the way up into over that, I can't remember the words, the bridge up into the cylinder, and I had a little bit of issues with that. But that was because I was talking to the video and you know, not 100% focused on what I was doing. So that's a DB FS 9. It's a great gun. I enjoy it. Really looking forward to getting a light on this so that I can have protection at night out here. So that's it. Doesn't take that long, but it's a very important thing to do. So I hope somebody's learned something from this. And if there's any suggestions on what I did that I could do better, that's fine with me. Leave me a nice comment about how I can improve. And have a great day. And we'll catch you next time.